Your wallet is about to become a weapon used against you. We are witnessing the systematic dismantling of physical currency, a coordinated effort disguised as progress. This isn't about convenience. It's about constructing the ultimate system of financial control. And what you're about to see reveals the terrifying endgame. From the streets of Stockholm to the markets of Mumbai, cash is being phased out by design. In Sweden, a mere 2% of payments now use physical notes and coins. India's government shocked its population by invalidating the majority of its paper money overnight. Across Europe, nations like France and Italy have imposed strict caps on cash purchases. And if you deposit a significant amount of cash at an American bank, you instantly trigger a government report. The battle isn't on the horizon. It's happening in your pocket right now. So why is this happening? The official story is always the same: combating crime, enhancing security, modernizing payments. But peel back that veneer, and you find a much darker truth. The elimination of cash is the elimination of economic liberty. In a purely digital system, every transaction requires approval, and that permission can be denied at any moment. Let's define what physical money truly represents. It is the last form of currency you fully own. A $100 bill in your hand is your property. You can exchange it without a bank's consent, without a digital device, without an internet signal. The transaction is private, instant, and permanent. It cannot be frozen, surveilled, or reversed. This is why centralized power despises it. Cash is freedom in its most tangible form. And every controlling regime in history has recognized that to dominate a people, you must first dominate their purse. The first move is always identical: eradicate physical money. Herd everyone into a digital network where every cent is visible. Every purchase is logged, and every financial choice can be scrutinized, limited, or penalized. Sweden is often praised as this cashless utopia, but let's examine the reality. Many Swedish public transport systems refuse cash. Homeless individuals now carry mobile card readers. Churches use digital terminals for donations. An entire Swedish generation has never held a banknote. They can't comprehend why anyone would need it. What they failed to grasp is their total reliance on a fragile network. If your bank account is suspended, you starve. If the electrical grid fails, commerce halts. Sweden experienced a nationwide payment system crash in 2020. Supermarkets, fuel stations, all paralyzed. This wasn't a disaster. It was a simple technical glitch that exposed the vulnerability of a society with no backup plan. Physical currency is that contingency, the failsafe when complex systems inevitably break. Sweden traded that security for slick efficiency, and now they are locked in. India's demonetization was far more ruthless. With a single television address, the Prime Minister declared most rupee notes worthless, effective immediately. Citizens had a narrow window to exchange their life savings. The stated goal was to root out corruption and black money. The actual objective was control. Overnight, the lifeblood of the informal economy, farmers, street vendors, laborers, saw their wealth transformed into useless paper. Bank queues stretched for days. People died waiting to access their own money. Small enterprises crumbled. The harvest couldn't be sold. It was engineered chaos. And the state labeled it a success. Why? Because the true aim was achieved, forcing millions into the traceable, digital banking grid. The powerful circumvented the rules, but the common citizen was crushed, and the government gained unprecedented oversight. France's approach is quieter, but equally dangerous. A €1,000 cash transaction ceiling forces major purchases: a car, an apartment, into the banked system. The excuse: preventing financial crime. The result: a permanent state-approved ledger for your significant life choices. The authorities know what you buy, when you buy it, and from whom. And if they disapprove, they can intervene. Because a digital payment can be blocked, your assets can be seized. You have no recourse because the legal alternative, cash, has been outlawed for that very purpose. This playbook isn't new. Look to the past. The Soviet Union tightly restricted cash to monitor and command the economy. Yet a vast shadow market flourished. People always find a way to trade outside the system when their survival is at stake. The Soviet economy operated on two tiers: the official, controlled sector, and the vibrant, untaxed black market that ran on physical cash and barter. The state loathed it, but could not eradicate it. The takeaway is clear. Banning cash doesn't eliminate unofficial economies. It turns ordinary citizens into criminals. After the USSR fell, Russia's currency became meaningless due to hyperinflation. Society reverted to a barter system. Factories paid workers with their own goods. A teacher's salary might be food. It was messy but functional, built on tangible value, not faith in a broken system. This is the natural human response when money fails. And it's a government's worst nightmare because barter is invisible and untraceable. It can't be taxed or controlled. This is the ultimate fear driving the war on cash. Cash is the final barrier before society reverts to pure, uncontrollable barter. Now, we face the next phase, central bank digital currencies. Every major power is developing them. China leads with the digital yuan. Europe and the US are fast-tracking their own. They promise efficiency and safety. What they conceal is the programmability. Unlike inert cash, a CBDC can be coded with conditions. It can expire, pushing you to spend. It can be limited to approved categories. No tobacco, no fuel, no protest donations. It can be geographically locked. It can be instantly deactivated if you are deemed non-compliant. And a permanent record of every single payment is created. This is not a theory. It's active development. China's digital currency is tied directly to its social credit system. A low score can restrict your ability to travel or access certain services. Your funds are still there, but your freedom to use them is revoked. This is the CBDC future, and it's being prepared for the West under different branding: consumer protection, financial stability. The mechanism, however, will be the same. Your wealth will be conditional on your obedience. Negative interest rates complete this picture. In a world with cash, if a bank charges you to hold deposits, you simply withdraw your funds. But in a cashless society, you're trapped. If physical money is illegal or unobtainable, you cannot escape a negative rate. Your savings are slowly confiscated, forcing you to spend or lose your capital. This is already occurring in some European nations. It will expand because indebted governments need to discourage saving and stimulate consumption. Negative rates are the tool, but they are useless unless cash is removed from the equation. Then comes the ultimate financial seizure, the bail-in. Cyprus provided the blueprint in 2013. During a banking crisis, they didn't bail out banks with public funds. They bailed them in with depositor money. Accounts above a certain threshold were simply raided to recapitalize the failing institutions. This is now formal G20 policy for handling future crises. In a cashless world, you cannot escape a bail-in. There is no safe to withdraw your money to. Your savings exist only as digits in a database, and those digits can be erased with a keystroke whenever the system demands it. In a cashless society, your savings are merely a loan to the bank. See the trajectory. Remove cash. Corral everyone into digital accounts. Launch programmable money. Enforce negative rates. Legitimize bail-ins. Each phase reduces your autonomy. Each phase consolidates power. And each phase is sold to you as an upgrade. But the outcome is a dystopia where you possess nothing truly yours, and every action is monitored, analyzed, and subject to veto. This is not a fringe idea. It's published in central bank documents. They are betting you won't read them. So, what happens when cash is entirely banned? When every payment needs authorization from a bank or the state? You surrender all financial privacy. Your charitable giving, your political affiliations, your personal habits are all catalogued. This data constructs a profile of your beliefs and potential actions. And if you are ever deemed a problem, you won't be arrested. You will be economically disabled, your accounts frozen, your cards declined. You cannot purchase groceries or pay your mortgage. You are deleted from the economy instantly. There is no trial, no recourse, just silence. What is your move then? With cash, you had a fighting chance. You could use physical notes, trade services, and survive. In a digital-only system, you are utterly powerless, begging for mercy from the entity that just destroyed you. That is the future being architected, not out of malice, but for absolute command. A populace that must ask to spend its own money is a populace that will never truly be free. History's lesson is unambiguous. From the Soviet Union to Zimbabwe to Venezuela, every attempt at total monetary control has failed, spawning black markets and alternative currencies. But governments are trying again, believing digital technology will finally grant them total supremacy. They might be right. Digital chains are harder to break than physical ones. There are no notes to hide, no gold to store, only lines of code that can be altered or erased on a whim. What can you do? First, use physical currency whenever possible. This isn't for illicit activity, it's to preserve the system itself. Every card swipe is a vote for your own surveillance. Second, recognize the rhetoric for what it is. Every argument against cash is an argument against your personal sovereignty. Third, prepare for the digital cage. Diversify your assets into things that hold value outside the banking matrix. And most critically, understand what is being stolen. Once cash vanishes, the freedoms it embodies, privacy, self-reliance, the right to transact freely, will vanish with it. The war on cash is a silent war on your autonomy, and it's being won every time you tap to pay. If history teaches one thing, it's that societies which surrender economic freedom soon lose all other freedoms, and it always begins by seizing control of the money. If this perspective shifted your understanding, hit the like button and follow Winds of Thought for more insights. History holds the warnings. Our job is to listen.